Okay, this should be a lot better this way. I'm hoping. Okay. Right in the direct sunlight, I figured would be better. While the sun's coming in, it's really dusty. There we go. And then there's that one. That one was the Pontiac GTO that that kid that my wife knew made a glue bomb out of them, each one, and he pretty much melted the entire bed, and I don't know how he did it. I was going to rust it out and make it all junk, but went a different route when I got the hold of the candy. Let's see if I can get it closer and better. Doesn't seem like the camera might not be a real good one either. Sunday. I think I know how to fix that. Open a box. Maybe. Kind of heavy. I made it as heavy as I could. Oh, there we are. Hey. Pretty heavy. So I could turn it nice. There we go. Now, if that can be in focus with that particular camera, there we are. Now that's got it, I think. That one I shot pearl white first and then shot the orange candy over it. And made those. Yeah. Yeah, that whole bed is melted from what the fellow that originally built that El Camino. He uses like a whole tube of glue just to put one window in. In fact, I was getting glue from him for like the first 3 years. I knew him because I knew someone that had that much glue on hand. Could spare some, and he could. Yeah. I can't get the tripod down any further with that. And when I move the camera around by hand, it's too blurry for too long, and it's gonna probably have people losing it completely. But I'll give it a shot. I'll try to do the best I can with it. I've got a Sportster tank I'm doing the same paint job on right here. You're going to start with the black and then mask it off. And I'm going to take this candy tangerine, add a little bit of root beer extract to it. This one, I put the root beer extract right in the bottle of the airbrush, and it went all the way to beer immediately. But I think I can come up with a beautiful shade of orange. I think I can come up with something better than the tangerine, I think, if I really tried. Oh, that's beautiful in the sun. That is a nice shade of red beer. Pretty happy with that. Yeah, that model that he had done, I'll have to dig that out of what this thing looked like when I got it. There's the rest of that 58 right here. This is what I got. So you can't use windows. You pretty much can't use the body or anything. I tried to scratch it off, and it's etched so deep into the plastic that the plastic is pretty much gone. So and when he glues something, he uses a gallon. He uses a gallon of glue. This looks like super glue. I don't know where he got his hands on super glue at, but. And then this was the El Camino for the GTO. But yeah. Yeah, that one turned out really nice. The sun might be a little too bright for the camera. Okay, what on this one here, the purple one. I just shot that one with the can of purple that Tammy got me. And I shot pearl white first, so it's going to have that nice glow to it. And I was taking the hood off, and I had the hood opened on it to avoid any kind of problems like that. It ripped the paint off all the way down to the pearl white. In fact, it even looks like it's even lower than that. It looks like it's in the white primer. But this one I bought in a lot. I wanted the other ones that were in the lot, but this one the guy did all this custom work and extended the taillights on each side. He did all this nice work. I finished up his body work because I could see what direction he went, and he chopped the top, did a very nice job on that. And since it was molded in red, I left it in the box for about 3 years, and I thought, I don't want to really play with that. But it turned out so nice he did such a nice job on that chopped top. There really isn't anything more than an interior tub that's empty, don't have anything in it, and in the bottom. It does have that. It doesn't have anything else. But I think it turned out really nice. So for a cheap can of paint, she bought it next door, and they had a sale on the candy paint. It was by Krylon. And I guess they were trying to get rid of all these cans. She brought some home. She brought 3 or 4 cans home, said she paid $0.25 for them. And I said, oh, go back over there. I said, get whatever colors they have. And I've used the other colors on some other models, and they turn out okay. But I found a spasm attack. See what he looks like in the sun. Probably really dusty. That was by far the best can, was that purple, for what it turned out like. This was the like candy oriental blue over pearl white. And I made a set of decals for it. On the printer, and my printer doesn't do very good, so they didn't turn out the greatest, but it was a name that a YouTuber came up with. He doesn't speak very good English. He's from Russia. And he was talking about his cat that went into heat. And he says she's having a spasma attack. And it hit me so funny that I had to use it on a model. But this is one of his also. That overly glued. And then this is pearl white. Overly glued the windows. Make sure they're never going to fall out. And you can't take it out when you repaint it. Not when you use a whole tube of it. Spasm attack. Then I put some slice of pizza with bones behind it. I figured that was better than nothing behind the wheels there. But yeah, spasm attack is not done the greatest. Not the greatest printer in the world. What other model I want to try to find here while we got the sun? Move that out of the way. Oh, the Ferrari, there you go. A bunch of fingerprints all over them, but that's all right. Don't really matter. Okay, let's see that one. It's one from earlier. That's another GTO. Glenn might have been talking about that one, GTO. That is a pretty color. That was House of Colors purple. Yeah, boy, those windows. That just irks me to death. If you ruin the windows on a model, the model is pretty much junk. That's how it works. If you can't get them out, then yeah. Then you won't be able to sand them and fix them. Because you can sand them and buff them, but if you can't get it out of the car without destroying the car, because I've destroyed a couple trying to get it to work. There we go. It's in focus now. I can see the TV as I move it because I'm right here. Yeah, those windows kill it. Absolutely kill. You can have the best car in the world. Yeah, the windows can ruin it. Nice wheels. He's melted most of the bottom. Melted most of the bottom with glue. I did as much body work as I could to it. This thing, if I could get it up, raise it up a little higher, I think we could have a better. Yeah, that's the one Glenn was talking about right there, I think. Okay, move that one out of the way. This one, I made the decals for that. Let's see, we're losing the sun. It's moving. The sun is moving. Yeah, it's going to be dusty. I've got 2 cats, so with the cat box, it's gonna be dusty. But this one, I'd like to show how I do the yellow. There it is. Well, no, there. It's better. Can't really see the barracuda. There, that one's better. Better. Okay. I made a set of decals that were just neat looking background, and made them in big squares, and then I clear coated over them and just left them in my decal box. But for these barracudas, I thought, you know what I'll do? I'll just do a shape of them. And there, that's a little better. Do the shape of them and then outline them so they look more like a fish. And it should look kind of cool. And it did. But the yellow, I paint that with using my string technique. I'll go grab that. This was the string technique too. I think this was the last car I used it with, probably, and that's why it's green. You just make that with a piece of plastic. Piece of plastic that you put the string in some Elmer's glue and a little bit of water. Dip it in there, and then you make your, like that. And then when it dries on that plastic, go around and cut anything that's like flash inside there. And then use it and hold it up and airbrush over it. This, I use a spray can. I masked that off nice, and then I didn't mask that off. And I looked at it and I thought, oh, that's going to work out great. Not so great. Some paint jobs work good, some don't work so hot. Some of them fail. We got them this Ferrari. This one's kind of a joke. I mean, who would ever? I love my Ferraris. So who would make a truck out of that? And I lengthened it too, it looks like about a foot. I'm sure none of that's even done. It was a resin body I bought many years ago. Almost 20 years ago. And something happened to it. A plant fell off the ceiling and smashed it. And I thought, well, that resin body's done, because it cracked it pretty big. And I thought, well, if I'm going to do that kind of body work to it, then I might as well Might as well turn it into a El Camino because that's what I like. Never did an interior for it. Didn't do too much with it. I put it up on the shelf and stare at it and think, oh, I need to do this to it. And I'll add things to it. Okay. Let's see if I can find something else. Oh, yeah. There. I know it. There are. Yeah, that's that root beer candy again, too. And that just looks black to me. Okay, it's pretty good in the light. There. I saw Glenn's the other day watching one of his videos, and he had one like this. And someone asked in the comments, "Oh, what is that?" I know exactly what that is. That makes a very nice model when you customize it. I took the Rommel's rod. I have to get a close-up of his face. He looks really, almost see him. It's focusing behind. There, perfect. That's Rommel's rod. I took the toenail clippers and clipped out about half of his hat and then glued the top of it back down on there. That way it looks like a chauffeur's hat instead of a captain or whatever he was, general. And that way he could drive and be the chauffeur. But yeah, that turned out pretty nice. But that root beer is a bit dark. But then again, for a hearse, why not? Why not with a hearse? Yeah, there's that. There's that coffin made out of cardboard. Then I used some different techniques on it. Used just that apple barrel paint and then just schlocked it all up. I could have clear coated it like I clear, everything else. And I think it would have turned out nicer, even nicer. Okay, I think that's about it with that video.